Warning, the following episode of Boots on the Ground contains mature language. View at your own discretion. Welcome back. That was the news, so we're now going to talk about planetary conquest. We have Genza and Jackal to talk to about this. Do you want to get us in the game, Blaze?
Oh yeah, okay.
So,
alright.
While doing front lines, I've noticed it's really hard to actually get like reliable sources of information. So I don't really know.
That's Dom. We're going into Dom again.
Oh, whatever, it's fine. One of the things I've noticed is that like I don't know anything about Ruffle at all, really, as far as like what they've been doing in PC. I only really know stuff about Kronos when we fight them, which is picking up now, but.
Raffle has been constantly attacking Hellstorm for some reason. Hellstorm and Nineson. Like, I've seen constant battles between them. And my contacts in Hellstorm have been telling me that they've just been getting, quote unquote, Hellstorm's just been wiping the floor with Raffle.
Yeah, I doubt you. I think you better check your contacts again. KEQ's actually taken them to town a fair few times on defense. Do I get both sides of the picture? Can't remember. I get both sides of the picture.
Yeah, MCC spawn, everybody,
Yeah.
Gotta...
We're just gonna go duck hunting, I guess.
Quack, 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 quack.
But, I mean, Jackal, do you just want to talk a bit about how Ruffle's been doing in PC? Kane, god damn it.
Oh, I can't help it. I hate AFK.
We're shooting stuff from the MCC. Jackal,
Okay.
do you want to like talk about what you've been doing in PC, like how Ruffle started? Because I know you guys started off strong. You had the second most territory held.
Yes, well, the Southern Legion did with the addition of all the Ruffle Corps and stuff like that. Yeah.
Kane, did you seriously jump out? Sorry.
we started off strong. Operating on the assumption that having a position of strength means you have more clones reserves, you've got a better position to strike from and defend, I suppose. If you get a district taken on defense, you can actually swamp them under pretty easily, for practically free, if you've got enough clones being built up around it. Other than that, we're fighting a fair bit with our Zion at the moment, and their allies in Unclaimed. We've actually declared war with them at the moment, in east side as well.
I gotta give you props on going after Zion, because a couple of our members in our alliance have got a personal grudge against Zion. We were hoping we would get it, but you beat us to it, so...
Well, personally, I have no problem against Zion himself. I have a problem with his
corpse. Yeah, he's cool.
I have a problem with his corpse sometimes. I've actually appeared on pod side with Zion a few times and never had an issue with it.
See, with me, it's the opposite.
Who jumped out?
Jackal. I haven't got a sniper fit.
Oh, yeah.
But no. But generally, all we're doing is having really good fights against Zion and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think Zion's threat is hilarious, of like the most well-mannered war you'll ever see in New Eden.
The actual funny thing about Zion posting on the net about all the victories over T-Sol and stuff like that, I find hilarious. We're attacking our off time zone. We're AU New Zealand time zone. We can't field a great team in that time zone slot. And the fact of the matter is, they may have won, but every single time they were in half armor. And we didn't even have an A team on, and they're saying, "Oh, we won." Half armor with militia, half militia gear, pretty much is what we're facing off with.
Yeah, I think.
I'm not saying we can easily win over them. Last time we nearly won in one battle. We had them at one piece of armor left with half militia.
There's an enemy tank in the field, by the way, Jackal. If you want free war points, I'm trying to figure out where.
No thanks.
But isn't Raffle like the biggest alliance in terms of population?
Oh,
Death side?
I certainly think so.
Population-wise, it'd be close to Kronos, I believe, but I don't think the biggest.
And Kronos hasn't got particularly that many in terms of actual population.
Well, I'd say Ruffle probably would be probably top then. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys have like 2,800 people.
Probably more than that now. Ruffle. When we started PC, we actually had only 200 people in T-Sol, and we've recruited about another 100 more as well since then.
Is T-Sol in Raffle or were they're in?
Yeah, the Southern.
We are in Ruffle.
Yeah, Southern Legion's part of Raffle.
I was just I couldn't remember who was in Raffle. I know KEQ is. I know Prohic Immortals are.
Yeah, KEQ, Lotus, Death Dealers, Death by Deadly Blue Dots. There's a whole lot of Dust corporations. Onslaught, obviously VDs. Corp.
Okay. I didn't know.
Although Southern Legion's supposed to be a hybrid, but at the moment we've got a separate corp entirely for our EVE players at the moment. Because they originally we didn't want them in faction warfare because they were mostly newbies, like dust people who came to EVE and decided they wanted to try out EVE, and when they stuck around with it, they didn't want to be involved in faction warfare. So.
Yeah, I think
I've seen a couple kill mails of people trying to play EVE, and it's quite hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I got a quick question though. There's a rumor going around that Raffle is like just destroying Unclaim and EVE right now.
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay. Like I just wanted to know if there was any speculation to it. Like I didn't want exact details, but
there's some. We were able to lock down all the districts because of our population, I suppose, is the main thing. And when we win, we push on that objective, and we've taken.
Yeah.
Zion did have a monopoly on Mimor. Mimor 9, I think it was, and I think KEQ's pushed one district on there. We used to have a monopoly on Adaside, but Zion pushed one district on ours. Unfortunately, it was one we hadn't reset the timer on yet, so we didn't have our good teams on.
Yeah.
Being an AU time zone corp means we've got advantage in the fact that no one wants to fight on our time zone, but of course we have to alarm clock to fight on everyone else's time zones. Practically everyone else is wrong time zone for us. It's beyond joke sometimes.
Yeah, it's and while you guys have been pushing Zion, negative feedback has been pushing hard on Sever in the north. So I think we now own 40% of Sever Prime, as they've been calling. If they've been trying to call it.
Get it right. It's not Sever Prime. It's Regnum's toilet.
Well, we hadn't named our planet yet. We hadn't named our planet out in Adaside yet. We were sort of playing around with like Legion Prime and stuff like that, but we couldn't think of a name.
You know, I actually think that if either an alliance or all one corporation owns a planet, they should have the ability to name it if they chose.
They should. I agree with that completely.
I think that's an intangible that'll really would add a lot to owning an entire planet. You know.
I think it has to hold it for a while first, though.
Is that the Templar suit?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, Leoso. I think I talked over you.
No, it's just if you are able to name a planet, there needs to be a screening process, I would think. Like
well, I mean, in EVE you have people naming posses, and you know that or outpost, and that doesn't. I mean, there's some problems with
Gimbal
it.
died.
There should be some ability to monitor it, because you can't have how many body part name planets will you have? Honestly, how many male sex organ planets will you have? And you probably have ones called male sex organ, to be honest. Because people will look after it just to do that, and then people will try to conquer it back so they can change it to some other ridiculous name.
Yeah.
I recall seeing a hoss in Catalina actually called Dildo. It was called Dildo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the deal is, well, when you name a planet, you wouldn't actually. So, let's say Herober 5, for example, would always be Herober 5. It'd be Herober 5 and then parentheses, whatever the name of the planet.
Nickname.
Yeah, kind of like
Oh, go ahead, Kane.
Yeah, it's, they have that. If you go to Luminari, you'll see that it's pretty apparent.
Yeah.
I can see that happen. Yeah, but again, it had to be moderated because you'd have a lot of body part names cropping up pretty quick.
I think you should call the Raffle planet Raffle now.
Waffle now.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. We don't really have a waffle planet. I don't know. We've got.
I don't know.
In general.
Oh dear.
You missed.
It's actually quite
Now
amusing.
you're gonna die.
We were Southern Legion was actually going to take all of Catalina, and our pink fluffy bounty hunters just loaded in a bit quicker than we did. We hadn't actually planned on going for 805 initially.
And now Pink Fluffy Bounty Hunters is no more, so...
There's no more, and Hell's moving next.
A couple members are actually known as Caitlin Stacy Duke.
Well, I mean, there's
Yeah,
Pink Fluffy Bunnies now.
I have seen that Caitlin Stacey. They threatened Southern Legion with taking one of our districts. You may have seen on the forum posts. They're saying, "Oh, the Imperfects will join us. The Internal Error will join us." I have no issue if they decide to do that. I don't know whether Kane's playing that or not.
I just realized we're going against R&D and SA. I want to be in this battle.
But the whole idea of the them threatening us to take a district, I just say bring it. We'll fight you. Even if you win, we'll still fight you.
I always love Raffle.
We're not just gonna roll over and give the district to you. Which is what they're trying to expect.
Yeah. In Eve and...
Oh, okay, I thought I killed you with RE. Sorry, go ahead. No, like... This
is Eve and Dust. Raffle is just like, always just for the walls. I love it. But...
Kane, don't jump down in it. Like, look at the Templar suit. Try and get that on a screenshot for, like, let people know what it looks like. He's standing over here, by the way.
Oh, I did it in the, when we were in the... Oh, I can't even remember what it's called. Not the MCC, the other thing.
The War Barge.
War Barge, yeah.
Okay. Dude. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say take another hit for me, but you're not smoking.
I have one more question for Jackal about Raffle. So you're painting a pretty bleak picture of what it's like playing, like as an Aussie from that time zone.
No, I wouldn't call it bleak. I'd call it a mixed blessing, I suppose. No one wants to face us on our time slots because we do have some of the really good players in the game. It's just they're all off time, so no one really plays against them. I'm not saying we've got the best, we probably don't, but we've got some really good players and we don't give up. It's one of the Aussie mentalities we've got. We don't give up. Even when the NT's half arm and you got a full shield, we keep hitting you. Even if we know we're losing, we still keep hitting you. You know, it's one of those things we just...
Well, I know in the first opening days of Planetary Conquest, Neon Sun actually defeated the Southern Legion in a couple of matches, actually, with imp support, so...
Yes.
Yo, if you need repair, Black Jackal, I've got a repping that I'll have right here.
Yeah, anyone have any more questions about Raffle in PC?
I had a question, but now I can't remember it.
I'm surprised no one's asked where we're going to be going with it. I can't tell you, but I'm just surprised no one's asked.
I have a question in regards to, I know, like, Sons of Legion is like Galente faction warfare. Are you guys still helping them out on that, or?
No, we're not faction warfare aligned anymore. We still obviously operate with Dust.
Oh, that's what I want to know. Like, how is the fight with Zion going? Like, I don't think I was paying attention if you did speak about that, but yeah, I'd like to know.
It's a good back and forth war. We win some, they win some. It's like a battle line at the moment. Ostraturf.
So you actually, so you actually trying to take Zion's planet, or are you guys just going back and forth?
We're doing both. We're having a bit of fun with it back and forth, but also we are actually trying to push them in.
Because it seems to be. It just seems to be taking a long time to do it.
Yeah, I think Zion is shifting his A team around in his slots as one district starts to hit, to the point where it's under threat. He'll bring his A team in and defend it, win back, and get back another timer, comparative to whatever. Doing a really good job with it, and as I said, we don't always in Southern Legion we don't always have our best guys on during their timers, but KEQ and ProHic and because I know all those guys are really starting to take it to them now and actually focus on them because we've got less attacks on us.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's too bad that KEQ is so distracted with going after Hellstorm and relaunching all those attacks. I mean, I know they did 4 or 5 attacks on Hellstorm yesterday on League of Infamy, and every single one of them was a loss. So, including one where 14 tanks were destroyed, I think. I'm not sure if that was a Kronos match or a match against KEQ, but the distraction seems a little bit unnecessary at the moment.
There is a point to it. Obviously, under strategic guidelines, you attack a district and they can't move districts into or out of that district. So, virtually, you make it so having a district is almost worthless for them on a planetary conquest scale. They'll still get clone sales, that sort of stuff, and regeneration, stuff like that out of it.
Well, that's fine, but then you end up wearing out your personnel, and I'm sure it can't be a morale boost to be constantly losing either. So.
It depends on how strategically mindset you guys are. If they know what the strategy is and they know that they're going in and they'll go in militia gear even just to tie up the district, some of them will. They won't lose any ISK that way. If they know it. If they don't know it, obviously, it's a morale drain. We're going in, stuff like that. Strategically, it's a good move to do. Even honestly, if you don't show up, you have one guy jump into the battle. And you don't just sit in the MCC. Don't lose any clones. Don't lose anything. There's no biomass payout for them or anything like that, except for this 150 minimum you lose. No salvage for them unless they kill themselves. So really, if you do that, and all you do is have one person jump in, and you don't even fight, you've still tied the district up, and it's cost you 150 clones.
So basically just throwing clones at people to lock people up and without actually fighting. I mean, that seems kind of like a little bit of a lame way to play the game. I mean, I guess it can be considered a tactic, but I mean, the thing is, even if you lose in a defeat, you're still given that 150 clone. You automatically have 150 clones defeated, so you're basically just feeding your enemy money.
There's a Templar on the other team. You see it? Templar 75. If you guys want to get your bounty.
Right, we'll go proper this time and actually try and kill him. No.
Yeah.
I'm always going proper. I can't stand being in that damn MCC.
Okay.
Especially after that one time you AFK'd, Kane, dude. I could not believe that post. That was so stupid.
Dude, it's so funny too because I was helping. Beers got did the 0-0 bug was supposedly fixed, and then Beers is like, hey, I just got the 0-0 bug where 0 SP 0 war points, and also I think it cropped up on the forums again, so. Went into it to see what the AFK SP was, and I remember sitting there and then someone shooting me in the face, and I was like, wow, that was odd. And then the next day, there's that post up, and if you go through the thread searches, you can observe the hilarity.
Okay, shall we move on to Kronos then?
Okay.
So, you guys had easily the strongest start in planetary conquest. I don't think anybody can argue against that. What was D-Day like for you guys?
Well, it's pretty manic. I was currently at my parents' place, just looking after cats and stuff, and I had crappy parent internet. It was taking ages to get in, and most of the corporation's ISK was in my personal wallet, and I was like, oh shit, we can't get any. Oh, okay, well finally I'm in. And they managed to get about half a billion's worth of districts down, and then we looked at the final tally, and I think the final amount of Kronos districts was something like 40. No, I can't remember the exact amount, but it was a pretty good.
48%.
Yeah, 48%. Be a pretty good deployment. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
so,
It wasn't 48%. It was like 29% was the day one take.
Yeah, so basically Kronos won the login war on the first day, so
Okay, and there's an
But-
LAV in the city.
the unfortunate thing is you have to actually fight for your land too, so you can't just sit on it.
Yeah, actually, the Kronos has gone up in terms of percentage.
Yeah, you now hold. I think it's something like a third,
currently-
almost
It's
a
currently at
half.
30. It's currently at 37% right now, according to my calculations.
Contact on Bravo. 3 of them. Oh my!
So yeah, D-Day happened, and you took
29%.
yeah about a quarter of the map, we'll say.
Hey, I'm gonna ask a real stupid question, but clarify D-Day because I'm not following.
District Day.
Oh, okay.
District
okay.
Day.
Dude, great position on this drop-up link. Whoever put this up here. Oh crap! Tank. There's a tank in the field, or that's a blaster. Yeah, that's a tank. Enemy tank inside the city.
Another one coming in.
Oh, it's pinned. It's pinned.
Yeah, D-Day happened. You have about a quarter of the map at that point. What happened after that? Like, who were you fighting? And I mean, aside from everybody.
It was mainly Eon that we were up
And the
against
Templars in the tank.
most of the time, but
2 tanks.
it was mainly. Oh, hello,
Yeah, we can hear you.
hello,
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
us?
hello.
It looks like we lost her.
Yeah, looks. We can hear you. I guess we lost Genta.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Good.
Flag spike.
Sorry about that. Oh god, I can't see from
Yo,
the map.
Kane, there's 2 tanks inside the city.
Yeah, the problem is there's too much infantry right now. Can't really shoot the tanks with all the infantry around.
1 tank down. Oh, I dodged it. Okay, yeah, 1 tank down.
And you got a bunch of drop-up links on the north side of the building. Then you get taken down too. Oh, but see, let's see. We've made, I think, not guilty.
2 tanks
I
down.
think
Sorry.
the problem is, let's see. I think what Seraphim Initiative against negative feedback is, and Eon and Hellstorm is now getting close to the streak is like 60-0. So I don't know what the deal is with that. They're actually starting to have trouble fielding full teams too. So I think some of the player attrition's getting to them. And
It's,
I know
it's mainly because we're a EU alliance and everyone we're fighting are all the US.
Well, actually, the problem, actually, a lot of these, almost all Eon and I know negative feedback are all international corporations and alliances.
Their timers
So-
are in like 3 o'clock ITAR time.
So
which is
the
main
I
problem.
think what it does is it kind of demonstrates some of the weakness of trying to align your entire alliance by region, rather than playing it from a global perspective. Because the thing is, if you put all of your people, all of your personnel into one region, you're going to find that you're ending up alarm clocking almost all of your people, and if you do that, you end up wearing down all of your troops.
I hate
And
alarm
I think
clock.
well, and you know what? I think you're seeing that with Seraphim Initiative, especially because I know that they actually, in Bacina, a lot of districts were owned by Betamax, and they've actually recently been handed off because Betamax has been defeated so many times. So that's ending up, they're trying to basically switch off who's owning what in order to have what the French and Seraphim Initiative carry the other corporations in their organization. So, I mean, I just think that's untenable in the long run because, Seraphim's Initiative's already been having trouble with timers as it is, so now they're actually having more timer issues. So, I mean, in the long run, it's unsustainable. That's one of the reasons you need to have, like, for our, in negative feedback's case, we have both Japanese, European, Australian, American players. And so basically we field people, well, we field people in any time zone.
Kane, you're having a frame rate lag on your feed, by the way.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Google Plus does
It's
not
fine
necessarily.
here.
But,
Yeah, oh, the one more other thing I wanted to ask about Kronos was, what was the deal with you guys and Orion?
I'm not sure. Shah was was good friends with them. I'm not really sure what it went from there. They just,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure either, personally.
well, actually, I mean, what it was is, so Kronos, like I said, they isolated themselves to one region in their alliance. And so I think they tried to pick up Orion as kind of basically a meat shield to protect them in terms of their U.S. time zones. And that did not. I think that was over within a week of planetary conquest. I know Delta Force made huge inroads in Hrober and attacked Imperfects. And I think that campaign lasted about 5 days, and then we removed Delta Force from all of Hrober. And I think Orion is down to just a couple of districts, maybe one.
Oh, but friendly OB inbound.
So, I mean, and I think their population count's dropped by 1,000. And in the case of Delta Force, the population of that corporation has dropped from over 1,400 members to just over 140.
Well, actually, most of them have moved over to Delta Academy rather than leave the corporation.
Oh, is it like a holding corp deal?
Yeah.
We toyed with that holding corp ideal, but the burden on our officers is enough as it is. We didn't really want to put another burden on them at this point in time. And plus, a lot of pure FPS players out there who just don't want to deal with the bullshit of an Eve corp.
Gosh darn it!
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I decided not to set up a holding corp.
Well, the thing is, the holding corps wouldn't be necessary if we had proper mechanics for managing our teams. Because honestly, that's what people are doing. People are creating holding corps in order to control their rosters and their teams.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And that was one we have the fear of being AWOCs. Obviously, TSOL has been AWOCs once. Thank you, Genza, if that was your doing. Stupidly enough, it was one of our older members who actually was a member of TSOL for a fair while, who joined Betamax and then joined back. So it was
I'm on your 6. Flux going in there. They've been fluxed.
Yeah, keep talking, Jacko. Just ignore Blaze.
Dude, yeah, ignore me. I'm gonna be doing call-outs. Just that's how I play.
That's right. I think I finished what I was saying anyway. And plus, my tank got blown up while I was talking because I was distracted. Not very happy about that 3 million-ish tank. That was a 3 million-ish conversation there.
Oh!
Enemy dropship, I think.
Yeah.
Ignore Blaze as he's making the most noise. But
Contact in Bravo. Flux.
But I know, let's see, Eon's landed districts on Heldelfarber. I think they've also landed districts on, you got Hellstorm's landing districts on
Going into the hack on Bravo. Hack 3, 2, 1.
And I know Kronos has been, I think, Seraphim Initiative launched 4 attacks or 5 attacks against negative feedback yesterday, and I think we cloned out all of the attacks.
No, it was 4 attacks, and 3 were Seraphim Initiative, and 1 was
3 defenses actually. Yeah, it's 3 defenses actually. 3 defenses. So.
Yeah. No, 4 defenses. 3 SI.
Oh, that
1,
3 SI, 1 what the French. Yeah, and all of those got cloned out. And
no. The first one wasn't a clone.
The first one wasn't a clone, so we got 2 clones. 3 cloned out, and then 1 was the MCC health.
Yeah. Oh!
Where's the mute
Hey.
button?
Dear God, Blaze.
Oh, it's
Right, leave him muted for a while. Right, so what's the
How did
future
you know?
for
How did you just mute
Betamax
me?
and Kronos? Shut up, Blaze.
We've always been Betamax has always been very good friends with Seraphim Initiative, and I don't really see that changing anytime soon. And as for Kronos, I'm not sure. We're just going to keep on carrying on the fight as far as I'm concerned. But it is fun, and we do hope to keep on going the way we are at the moment, just perhaps a little bit better.
I mean, do you think you're actually going to be able to sustain as many districts as you have right now?
At the moment, we have a comfortable amount of districts. We need to work on a few things before we start taking more, I think, personally.
Well, yeah, that passive ISK generation is the kind of the bread and butter of Kronos right now. I think they get anywhere between 300 and 400 million ISK based on their the passive ISK generation from their districts.
And the rest.
Yeah, dwarfs what T-Sol gets, but I suppose we're just a single corp.
Well, I know that Seraphim pulls about 200 million a day, personally.
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing is, you can try to win the war with spreadsheets and words, but in the end, it's going to be the performance on the ground that really wins it. You can't. I think Kronos tried to force an ISK war, but the problem is the personnel logistics just aren't working out for them as they anticipated.
okay. I am AFKing the rest of these videos, just so yeah, because that's messed up.
Okay. I guess that's it for Kronos, unless you have any final thoughts.
Nope, I think I'm alright.
Well, while we're on the AWOXing topic, though, has anybody seen like anybody else get AWOXed recently? Like, is there any news on that for PC?
Not recently.
Was
Okay, it was
just Sever who got AWOXed, or was it Zion who got AWOXed? That was like a week and a half ago, though.
Well, I know, so far from what I saw, I know Betamax tried AWOXing Hellstorm and epically failed at it, might I add. Betamax got AWOXed by themselves, or Grief University. Dude, Grief University, I'm going to say right now, pros. Like, their death count I saw was like
Actually,
80 per person.
I do know exactly who it was.
Yeah.
That I do know exactly who it was who brought it in, and I can tell you now he's an imperfect ult. Well, not I don't know if imperfect, but he's actually in that alliance.
I have a
You
feeling
do?
Grief are just like goons.
Greeting.
Yeah, I know exactly who he is.
Because
Conspiracy.
before the AWOXing thing happened, the Goon Swarm, or Goon Feet's CEO was tweeting about how he had a game-breaking thing for PC, and that was like just before the AWOXing started happening. So I have a feeling like a lot of the AWOXing and Grief University is actually just a Goon thing.
Well, I do know that behind closed doors, imperfects have a hand in it.
What?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Imperfects? What,
Legit-
really? Wow.
Basically, if anything goes wrong in Betamax world, it's often then blamed on imperfects.
I already know exactly who it is, and I know the ult that did it, and I know where his main is. So, you know, you do the logic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll move on before like a cat fight breaks out.
Oh, I'm not gonna start a cat fight. No. She's the one doing the accusations and stuff. We're just saying.
I know exactly who it is. I know exactly who.
Okay, Gimbal, change the subject, please, before
Right, we'll talk about imperfects have been doing pretty well recently. A good segue there.
Yeah, nah.
You guys kind of like
Yeah.
kicked us out of our home that we were trying to make. Oh shit, there's an LEV.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we liked
On
Krober.
Krober?
Yeah.
It was
We just needed it just needed a bit of a change of the neighborhood a bit, and not only that, it was going to help you guys refocus your efforts onto Kronos as well, without having to be distracted by all that nonsense in Hrober.
Yeah, it's nothing personal. It's just good business.
That's funny. Oh, we'll take that off your hands so then you can focus on our enemies anyway. Okay?
Well, that's war.
It was fun though. It was actually a lot of it was mainly for those good fights, because I mean we really weren't finding them in our other fights that we were having. So that was something I was gonna enjoy. That was definitely a refresher, to say the least.
Oh yeah, by far. I think like those matches between NF and Eon were my favorites, hands down to date.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to know that we put up a good fight.
Yeah, dude, it was a lot of fun. I'll say it was a lot of fun. And not only that, well, Movato's cool. He's one of those guys you can go and, you know, both everyone just shoot each other in the face, and then afterwards you can go have a beer with, you know, or just hang out. It's not.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they take the game far too seriously, and you know, it's more at the end of the day, it's about having fun, and it's really not, you know, like I said, some people just go a little too hardcore about it.
See, Southern Legion's built on the guys who take it a little too seriously, as I said in my CEO spotlight. And I was quite proud of that quote, to be honest. We take the game a little bit too seriously.
You okay there, Dan?
Oh.
Yep. I think I'm going to actually... It looks like it is time for me to actually go to do my real-life adventures for today.
Okay, well, one last thing before you go. How's the fight going against Sever?
Oh, it's going excellent. We've taken 40% of their planet. We have us and some buddies are bashing the rest of the districts. I think you're going to... Basically, I think Sever will be done... probably by the end of the weekend, maybe into a little bit next week, but I think that'll be a closed chapter for that.
King, can I just say something real quick? Like I just want to kind of a spoiler, but not really a spoiler. Stay tuned to the forums within the next couple weeks. That's all I gotta say. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's us almost done. I mean, the only real topic I want to talk about, and probably good timing, is, like, I've noticed there's a real, I guess, lack of content coming out of PC. People seem to not be wanting to post videos anymore. I mean, there's, like, some stories, but...
There's probably a reason behind that as well, obviously strategic as well. Each map stays the same each time you post it, so if you post a video, you're giving someone exactly what map that district is, and they can come up with tactics on
yeah, unless the SI changes, I think it stays the same.
No, the map itself stays the same, but the structure itself in the middle changes.
Ah,
so
yes.
Production facility, which is the old biomass outpost. Then you've got the research lab, which is the communication hub, and you got the production facility, or the cargo hub, which is that big ass thing that looks like a sky. Used to look like a skyfire barrier to me, but it's obviously a space elevator or some description. But the structure itself changes, but the map, like the actual layout of the map, like the number of points, where the points are, actually stays relatively the same from time to time. So if you post a video, I actually posted a video recently myself of our match against Kyber Corporation, and I actually edited it out. Like, obviously from watching it, you can actually extrapolate the map itself, but I edited it out anytime I actually saw the map from on top, from the bird's eye view. Mainly because I don't want people to exactly know what the map is and where everything is straight away. Well, they'll know when they attack, and after the first attack they'll know, but, you know, obviously you want to have that initial advantage, I suppose.
Well, just watching the map is pretty easy to tell what kind of map it is.
Yeah, watching the match it is, yeah. That's why I ended up posting anyway. I figured it's either way, that you're going to find out what the map is one way or another, whether you attack it or whether you watch the video, but I figured make it less obvious so people who are not quite as adept at saying, oh, well, I'll figure this out and this is where the points are and all that sort of stuff. And I was in a tank half the time, so I wasn't in the middle of the battle half the time.
I think the other reason why they're not posting videos is also like a PR reason. Like, if you lose, you're not gonna want to post the videos. I mean, if you win, even I still don't want to post the videos, even if we win. You know, it's just it's because like they said earlier, it does give away a lot of strategics when you play. Even if there's comms or no comms in the video, but I mean, yeah, it gives away a lot. I mean, people could use that against you.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
not really worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I know different players have different perspectives on posting videos, and also not only that, talking about, you know, in terms of what you're doing, like, you know, where you going, how you doing. I mean, it's like right now, I mean, we're bashing Unclaimed in the north right now, and we're in the process of, we're going to be probably wrapping that up this weekend.
It's funny how you referred to it as the north as well. We do too. It's quite amusing that.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate what the French and Sterfam Initiative didn't counterattack again last night after we defeated all of their attacks. So we're going to have a bit of a light day today. We're going to be probably doing some ringing and, you know, that kind of stuff. Working out some stuff with Neon Sun as well. So, but it'll be an easy Saturday to say the least, because it seems like some of the fight has kind of given out in Kronos a bit.
No, oh wow. Anybody else read Skype real quick? It's you got to kill the same Templar 3 times, not 3 Templars.
Yeah, I'm gonna like keep going. Although we are gonna have to cut the show, I guess now-ish. If anyone has any more thoughts on that.
No.
Cool. Right, shall we just do final thoughts and shoutouts then?
Sure.
Cool. I will start with Leoso. Final thoughts and shoutouts.
Hopefully PC kind of picks up a bit. Also, like from either additional content or opening up the rest of Losec gives it a little bit more life, but because a lot of the game is riding on it, as far as I'm concerned. That's it.
Okay. I'll go Kane next.
In terms of planetary conquest, in terms of driving it forward, I think one of the issues that we're seeing is that as entities are pushed out of PC, they lose access to the game, essentially, a large part of the game. I really think there needs to be ways of corporations and alliances being involved in planetary conquest that doesn't include owning land. They need ways to attack districts that don't necessarily mean that they are fighting for ownership of the land. They need to be like, maybe they just shut off their clone production, you know. But there needs to be a mercenary system implemented. You know, they need to make it to where you can authorize people to fight battles for you, I think, and then basically making it to where you can transfer ISK from duster to duster would instantly enable probably 90% of all of the mercenary type activity. I mean, because right now we're doing merc contracts and it takes about 15 steps to go through from interfacing with the client to, you know, exchanging money for a contract, satisfying the contract, and then collecting payment. It is just a pain, and there's some really simple steps that I think can be taken to alleviate a lot of that and really make the gameplay more dynamic. In terms of shoutouts, I just want to give a shout out to Neon Sun and to Internal Error and to Swarm and to Imperfects, because they have been doing a fantastic job in Planetary Conquest so far, and I think that process will continue. And hopefully everyone will enjoy the progress, of course, unless you are on the wrong side of it.
And Jackal?
Well, final thoughts in terms of PC, and generally in Dust in general. I think what we're experiencing at the moment isn't a tenth of what the game should actually involve. I think obviously PC at the moment obviously is a very confined thing, as Kane was saying. Once they're pushed out, they have really nowhere else to go at this point in time. Once you push out a PC, except for pub matches, they need to incorporate some elements that you can do without planetary conquest as well as planetary conquest, like maybe a PvE, like that swarm mode they were talking about. Introduce something like that, or even campaign style missions. I'm a big proponent for campaign style missions, like take an Eve mission profile and dump it into Eve and give it a structure that you have to infiltrate or whatever. You can do a team based on that. Give them something else to do besides planetary conquest, so when they get kicked out of conquest, they've still got something to do other than randomly pub match over and over again. And I still hope they eventually move to an open world system, but that's probably a very long way in the future. And shoutouts, obviously my corp, Ruffle, if they're even watching, to be honest, they probably don't even realise it's on at this point in time. Other than that, all good.
Cool. Genza?
Yep. My final thoughts really is just that, as people probably know, I've been receiving a lot of flack on the forums lately. Quite a lot of it fairly unfair as far as I'm concerned. I mean, all I did really was just establish an opinion from what I've pretty much been having from Eve for a very long time. And I seem to be getting a lot of unfair attacks, personal and many other things, which just isn't really fair considering how long it's been going on for. And a lot of the things that the CPM do is behind closed doors is quite different to what you might see in the front line. So just try to be a bit more understanding sometimes, if possible. And also like shout outs obviously to my alliance, SI dudes and Beastmax dudes and everyone else. And hopefully we'll be able to continue our position if we can.
Well, as I'm fighting a war against you, I hope not, but I'm sure you'll still hold at least like a quarter of the map when we're finished. Anyway, Blaze, final thoughts and shoutouts.
Hopefully they fix PC as to terms of lag, like they find some way to eliminate that, you know. That would be great, because I'm tired of everybody blaming games on, oh yeah, we lost or we won because of this, you know. I just want it to be straight up fair fight, you know. No lag. Hopefully the update that comes up makes it a little bit better for PC. I don't see it doing too much, but you know, we'll see. As in terms of shoutouts, I gotta give shout out to Raffle, even though I don't want to, because they're beating us to Zion. That was one of my main goals. And also to just NF, you know. Yeah.
Don't worry, there'll probably be some Zion left you to mop up somewhere on the map.
Well, on a personal note, if I can get permission to,
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ring for one of your matches? You know, just against Zion, just one match.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to see.
Cool. Well, thanks everybody for watching and listening, and however else you might enjoy this. We'll be back next week as normal. If you really like the Eve stuff, we might do it again. This was kind of just a one-off thing for the Templar, but it's kind of a pain to do logistically, because not everybody can come on the show and play at the same time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you liked it, let me know and we'll maybe do something again at some point. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.